In today's video, I want to give you guys a couple of quick tips to speed up your editing process in DaVinci Resolve. For those of you that are new here, my name is Reno and I'm a photographer and filmmaker based out of Ballito, South Africa. Tip number one is to develop a node structure that suits your workflow and that you're comfortable using. The value in this is that it creates a framework for you to approach grading your clips from. You can simply work through your nodes from start to finish, and by the end you'll be confident that you've hit all of your bases when working on that specific clip. I personally recommend labeling the nodes to serve as a reminder for what adjustments you need to do on that particular node. Now what all of this does is it helps to cut down the amount of thinking you need to do every time you approach a new clip. You've got a tried and tested method that you simply have to work through from start to finish to make sure that you've graded the clip properly. Another advantage of this approach is that it's going to lessen the likelihood of you having forgotten a step in your color grading process. You might only realize this upon watching the already exported clip, and it's going to save you time from having to go back into your project and work on the clips again, ultimately adding time to your color grading process. The second tip I want to give you is to then take that node structure and, without any adjustments done on the individual nodes, turn it into a power grade. To do this, you're simply going to go into your color tab, right click on the image that has the node structure applied to it, and select grab still. That still will then pop up into the gallery. If you can't see that, select the gallery in the top left hand side, right click on that still and select export. Now be sure to remember where you've saved this exported file to. Now when you're in a new project and you want to use that power grade, simply go to the color tab, go up to your gallery, right click on the screen and select import. Locate that power grade that you've created and double click on it. In order to apply this power grade to your clip, you're simply going to click and drag it onto the node section of the clip that you're currently working on. As you've probably noticed by now, the value in a power grade is to be able to take a certain node structure and bring it across multiple projects. What you can also do is save particular adjustments that you frequently use on your clips within your power grades. For example, I have a power grade save that contains the color space transform for my S-Log3 footage, as well as a particular curve adjustment that I like to apply. Another great way to use power grades is to save particular looks that you've developed when working with specific clients. This allows you to create look consistency by importing those looks into all of the projects that you use for that particular client. It also saves you time because you don't have to go in and start that look from scratch. You simply apply the power grade and most of the work is already done, barring some minor tweaks depending on the footage. Now the final tip is actually multiple tips in one. It's a collection of settings that you can use when you're working on a color grade. First one is quite common, and it's the way that you copy a grade from one clip onto the other. All you need to do is select the clip that you're wanting to apply the grade to. Then locate the clip that already contains a grade that you're wanting to copy across, and middle click your mouse button. This ties into the second tip, because if the clip that you copied the grade from also contains stabilization, it's going to copy that stabilization across onto your new clip. This isn't necessarily something you want, because the stabilizing parameters used to stabilize that first clip might ruin the next clip. In order to make sure that all you're copying across is the color grading information, simply go up to Mark, scroll down to Keyframe Timeline Mode and select Color. This is another example of one of those things that you might only pick up after having exported your video, and then you're going to have to go back in and readjust your stabilizing parameters. The final tip I have for you here has to do with which nodes are selected when you're changing between clips. I personally like to have it set that when moving from one clip to the next, the node that I was working on in the previous clip is going to be the node that I'm working on when I load the new clip up as well. This helps me to keep track of what adjustments I've already done on the clips, because I personally prefer to only edit one series of adjustments per node. For example, I might be tweaking the white balance in one clip and feel like the next clip also needs a white balance adjustment. With these settings enabled, all I need to do is select my new clip and I'm already working on the white balance node, and I can make those adjustments within the correct nodes. Now you have multiple options in terms of which node is going to be selected when you're changing clips. You can choose between the same node, the last node, the first node, and the last adjusted node. These settings can be changed while you have your node panel activated. Navigate to the top right hand corner, select the three dots, go to the Switching Clips Selects drop down, and from there you can choose which node is going to be active once switching a clip. There you have it. Those are my tips to speed up your color grading process in DaVinci Resolve. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful in any way, I'd really appreciate a like and for you to consider subscribing to the channel, as I'll continue to roll out similar styled content. If you have any other tips or tricks that you use to speed up your color grading process, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video.